Kathmandu Tribhuvan Airport, Addis Information Alpha, time 1124 Zulu, wind 0408, visibility 4, temperature 24, dew point 22, QNH 1012 remarks, no pattern work. Use of departure and arrival procedures recommended landing runway 2, expect GPS approach, departing runway 2, recommended arrival procedures, Manor 1R, Numa 1R, Rome 2R, Simmer 2R advise on initial contact, you have information Alpha. Kathmandu approach, Singapore 442, with you at 17,400. Singapore 442, radar contact, say approach request. Singapore 442 is 3 nautical miles north of Jakarta at 16,600 feet, requesting GPS approach runway 2 at Kathmandu Tribhuvan. Singapore 442, continue as filed, expect the Roger, Singapore 442. November Foxtrot India Kilo flight of 5, do not exceed 220 knots. Do not exceed 220 knots, 5 November Foxtrot India Kilo flight of 5.
Charlie Romeo Alpha Sierra Hotel is 7 nautical miles west of Tenzing at 19,400 feet, requesting visual approach any runway at Kathmandu Tribhuvan.
Thai 878 Tango Golf, continue as filed, expect the GPS approach runway 2 at Kathmandu Tribhuvan. 5 November Foxtrot India Kilo flight of 5, turn right heading 340. Thai 878 Tango Golf, cleared GPS approach runway 2. Turn right heading 340, 5 November Foxtrot India Kilo flight of 5. Kathmandu approach, 5 November India November Echo, with you at 6,200.
Maintain current altitude until established on the localizer. Cleared eyes runway 2, Thai 878 Tango Golf.
Charlie Romeo Alpha Sierra Hotel, expect vectors for the visual approach runway 2 at Kathmandu Tribhuvan.
Roger, Charlie Romeo Alpha Sierra Hotel.
5 November India November Echo, radar contact. 5 November Foxtrot India Kilo flight of 5, turn right heading 020, descend and maintain 10,000. Papa Hotel Bravo Echo Romeo Heavy is 29 nautical miles south of Nagali at 24,200 feet, requesting GPS approach any runway at Kathmandu Tribhuvan. Turn right heading 020, descend and maintain 10,000, 5 November Foxtrot India Kilo flight of 5. Papa Hotel Bravo Echo Romeo Heavy, continue as filed, expect the GPS approach runway 2 at Kathmandu Tribhuvan. Roger, Papa Hotel Bravo Echo Romeo Heavy. Thai 878 Tango Golf, thank you, good day. Thai 878 Tango Golf, contact Kathmandu Tribhuvan Tower on 118.1.
Contacting Kathmandu Tribhuvan Tower on 118.1, Thai 878 Tango Golf.
5 November Foxtrot India Kilo flight of 5, turn right heading 040. Turn right heading 040, 5 November Foxtrot India Kilo flight of 5.
Air China 437 is 23 nautical miles southwest of Greenwich, habit 18,000 feet, requesting GPS approach any runway at Kathmandu Tribhuvan. Air China 437 is 25 nautical miles southwest of Greenwich, habit 17,600 feet, requesting GPS approach runway 2 at Kathmandu Tribhuvan.
Air China 437, continue as filed, expect the GPS approach runway 2 at Kathmandu Tribhuvan.
Roger, Air China 437.
Air China 437, do not exceed 220 knots.
Do not exceed 220 knots, Air China 437.
Charlie Romeo Alpha Sierra Hotel, descend and maintain 11,000.
Descend and maintain 11,000. Charlie Romeo Alpha Sierra Hotel.
5 November Foxtrot India Kilo flight of 5, turn left heading 010. Turn left heading 010, 5 November Foxtrot India Kilo flight of 5. Five November Foxtrot India Kilo flight of 5, turn right heading 020. Turn right heading 020, 5 November Foxtrot India Kilo flight of 5. 5 November Foxtrot India Kilo flight of 5, continue as filed. Continue as filed, 5 November Foxtrot India Kilo flight of 5. Singapore 442, do not exceed 220.
Do not exceed 220 knots, Singapore 442.
India 1 X-ray Papa is 3 nautical miles north of Kathmandu Tribhuvan at 6,300 feet, requesting radar vectors to Chhatrapati Shivaji.
Air China 437, do not exceed 200 knots.
Do not exceed 200 knots, Air China 437.
Air India 1 X-ray Papa, requested airport is outside of coverage area. Proceed on course.
Roger, Air India 1 X-ray Papa.
Charlie Romeo Alpha Sierra Hotel, turn left heading 210, descend and maintain 9,000.
Turn left heading 210, descend and maintain 9,000, Charlie Romeo Alpha Sierra Hotel.
Charlie Romeo Alpha Sierra Hotel, do not exceed 200 knots.
Do not exceed 200 knots, Charlie Romeo Alpha Sierra Hotel. Airport in sight, Charlie Romeo Alpha Sierra Hotel.
Charlie Romeo Alpha Sierra Hotel, cleared visual approach runway 2.
Maintain current altitude until established on the localizer. Cleared Earls runway 2, Charlie Romeo Alpha Sierra Hotel.
Charlie Romeo Alpha Sierra Hotel, contact Kathmandu Tribhuvan Tower on 118.1.
Contacting Kathmandu Tribhuvan Tower on 118.1, Charlie Romeo Alpha Sierra Hotel.
5 November Foxtrot India Kilo flight of 5, thank you, good day. 5 November Foxtrot India Kilo flight of 5, contact Kathmandu Tribhuvan Tower on 118.1. Contacting Kathmandu Tribhuvan Tower on 118.1, 5 November Foxtrot India Kilo flight of 5. Papa Hotel Bravo Echo Romeo Heavy, cleared GPS approach runway 2. Maintain current altitude until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 2, Papa Hotel Bravo Echo Romeo Heavy. Singapore 442, do not exceed 160 knots. Air China 437, do not exceed 160 knots.
Do not exceed 160 knots, Singapore 442.
Papa Hotel Bravo Echo Romeo Heavy, thank you, good day. Papa Hotel Bravo Echo Romeo Heavy, contact Kathmandu Tribhuvan Tower on 118.1. Contacting Kathmandu Tribhuvan Tower on 118.1, Papa Hotel Bravo Echo Romeo Heavy. Thank you, good day, Papa Hotel Bravo Echo Romeo Heavy.
Turkish 726 Heavy is 29 nautical miles south of Nagori at 21,800 feet, requesting GPS approach any runway at Kathmandu Tribhuvan.
Turkish 726 Heavy, continue as filed, expect the GPS approach runway 2 at Kathmandu Tribhuvan.
Roger, Turkish 726 Heavy.
Singapore 442, cleared GPS.
Cleared GPS runway 2, Singapore 442.
Express India 247, frequency change approved, good day. Air China 437, maintain slowest practical speed.
Maintain slowest practical speed, Air China.
Singapore 442, contact.
Contacting Kathmandu Tribhuvan Tower on 118.1, Singapore 442.
Kathmandu Tribhuvan Tower, Royal Nepal 919, ready for departure in sequence at runway.
Kathmandu Tribhuvan Tower, Singapore 442, inbound on the GPS runway 2 with information Alpha.
Royal Nepal 919, hold short of runway 2.
Holding short runway 2, Royal Nepal 919.
Singapore 442, wind.
Number 2, clear to land, runway 2, Singapore 442.
Qatari 159 Victor Alpha Heavy, wind 260 at 3, runway 2, cleared for takeoff. Fly runway heading until at or above 5,000 feet.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 2, Qatari 159 Victor Alpha Heavy.
Qatari 159 Victor Alpha Heavy. Contact Kathmandu approach on 125.1.
Contacting Kathmandu approach on 125.1, Qatari 159 Victor Alpha Heavy.
Singapore 442. Maintain.
2500.
Maintains lowest practical speed, Singapore 442.
2500. 2500. 2500.
Royal Nepal runway 2. Line up and wait. Please expedite.
Back taxi runway 2, line up and wait, Royal Nepal 919.
Papa Hotel Bravo Echo Romeo Heavy. Exit runway when able and contact ground. Please expedite.
Wilco, Papa Hotel Bravo Echo Romeo Heavy.
1000.
Royal Nepal 919. Wind 260 at 3. Runway 2. Cleared for immediate takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 2, Royal Nepal 919.
Air China 437. Maintain slowest practical speed.
Maintains lowest practical speed, Air China 437.
400. 200.
'Royal Nepal 919. Thank you. Good day. Royal Nepal 919. Contact Kathmandu approach on 125.1.
10.
Contacting Kathmandu approach on 125.1, Royal Nepal 919.
Express India 262. Back taxi runway 2. Line up and wait. Please expedite.
Back taxi runway 2, line up and wait, Express India 262.
Singapore 442. Exit runway when able and
Wilco, Singapore 442.
Kathmandu Tribhuvan Tower. Charlie Romeo Alpha Sierra Hotel. Ready for departure at runway 2. Departing straight out. Charlie Romeo Alpha Sierra Hotel. Hold short of runway 2. Holding short runway 2. Charlie Romeo Alpha Sierra Hotel.
Kathmandu Tribhuvan Tower, Turkish 726 Heavy, inbound on the GPS runway 2 with information of Kathmandu Tribhuvan Ground, Singapore 442, request taxi to parking.
Singapore 442, taxi to
Taxi to parking, Singapore 442.